back to another Make It Monday video. In these videos I'm showing you how to do a very simple craft with some of the things that you might be able to find around your home. They're doable by any person of any age, any skill level, so they're great for beginners or for experienced crafters. So without any further ado, let's get crafting. Today we're going to be making this really cute wool flower, and it looks complicated, very simple, and all you're going to need are a few things. You'll need some wool, it can be any colour you like. Gonna need some scissors, this is my favourite pair of scissors, a tapestry needle or a wool needle, one that has got an eye or a hole that is big enough for your wool to fit through, and lastly, and slightly surprisingly, you'll need a fork. Okay, we're going to do some weaving with our fork. Okay, so let's find the end of our wool, and what we're going to do is we're going to hold the end of the wool at the back of the fork and thread it through the first hole, and then we're going to go wrap it around the first prong. So these are the prongs. Wrap it around, go over the second, under the third, and hold it with your thumb, under the third and over the fourth, if you've got a four-pronged fork, which most forks are. And then we're going to go back the other way. So we're under the fourth, over the third, under the second, over the first. Let's do that again. So we're going to go under, over, under, over. Go under, over, under, over, and then wrap it round, and then do the same thing. So we're going under, over, round, under, over. I think it's easier to do it at the top and then pull it down, but you might find a different way of doing it. And I think it's easier to go one way than the other. Okay, when you've done a couple, you want to turn your fork over so the prongs are facing downwards. And we're going to carry on going. So we go over that one, under the next one, over, under. Loop around and do the opposite. And we want to get 15 loops on this prong here. So just keep going. Every now and again, have a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5 more to go. Because I always lose count, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so 14. Ooh. And then last one. We're going to go to the end. Okay, so we now have 15 loops on this end of our fork, and what we're going to do is we're going to snip off our wool leaving quite a bit of a tail. And this is where it gets a little bit more tricky. So the first thing is that we need to thread our needle. No, I've done that wrong. And it's okay if you need to take a couple of goes at it. Okay, so you might have lost place. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we went under this prong. We're going to go over the top and go down and thread the needle underneath all the loops, but you might have to do it in a couple of goes. And then when we get to the end, I'm going to pull it and then we're going to tie it to this end here. And pull it tight so that it doesn't come undone. And I'm just going to get rid of some of that end. And then now what we're going to do is use our needle to poke, to go through these set of loops upwards. You might find it easier to do it at the side of the prong. And then we're going to go down the next prong. Being careful not to stab yourself with the needle or get that hooked over. And then lastly, we're going to go back down this end one. And then we're going to take it off our fork. Right, so in order to make this look more like a petal, we're going to take our needle and go through the other side of this last set of loops. And before we pull it tight, we're going to take our needle and we're going to poke it through that loop and then pull it tight so that it kind of forms a little bit of a dome at the base. And then to make it even more secure, we're going to put our needle through the bottom, and then before we pull it tight, we'll go through that loop, and then you can snip it off. So you've made a petal. So now what you need to do is make 6 of these. Let's do it again so that you get the hang of it. Okay, I threaded it through the other end, and I'm going to pull it through and then put it through this loop and then pull it tight. And we'll put the needle through the bottom, up through the center, and then go through that loop and then pull it tight. So you've now made your second petal. I'll put the fork to the side. Now, in true Blue Peter fashion, here are the others I created earlier. Don't know what's going on with that little bit. Okay, so when you've got your 6 petals, we need to grab another piece of wool with a decent length on it. That's how long mine is. And I'm going to thread it. And you want to tie a knot in the other end. You might want to do a double knot depending on how thick your wool is. It's always difficult to get the knot on top of the other knot. Okay, so you're going to take one of your petals, and at the base where it's kind of got the bulbous bit where you tied it up, we're going to go through the end and pull it, and then we're basically going to thread the bottoms of our petals together, trying to make sure that we get them in relatively the same place. So I'm going in that first set of loops. And last one. When you get to here, you can just arrange your petals how you want them to be. We're going to turn it over, and I'm going to try and tuck that bit in, and I'm going to thread the needle through that first one we threaded so that it pulls it tight. That's what it looks like on the right side now. And then we're going to keep threading on the back. So now we have this funky flower. But to make it a little bit more extra special, we can add something to the middle. So you can either add a bead, like this one that I've added, which I have got one, or you could put a button to cover up the hole, or you could put a smaller flower in the middle, or, well, the possibilities are almost endless as what you put in the center. So you need to find a bead with a hole that's big enough to get your needle through. So what we're going to do is take the needle to the front of the flower, and then I'm going to thread my bead onto the wool, position it where I want it, and then I'm going to poke the needle without stabbing myself on the other side through the flower. Okay, and there we have it. That is a yeah, I put a bead on the top of my flower. And you could add a brooch clip like I've done here, or you could create a loop and have it as a key ring. There are lots of things that you can do. So as you can see, I've attached my brooch back to that. If you haven't got one, that doesn't matter. You could use anything you like, or even just make a few, stick them to a card, and make a great addition to a Father's Day card, Mother's Day, any occasion card. And they make great little gifts to give to somebody, or yeah, stick a magnet on it and stick it on the fridge. I hope you've enjoyed that. It's just a simple craft that you can do on a bank holiday or any day. Hopefully you can join me again soon for another Make It Monday. See you very soon. Bye!